Good morning, Bitcoin, and welcome to Denver, Colorado. It's Wednesday, April 25th, 2018. I'm Thomas Hunt, joined by the Vortex and Corey. How's it going, everybody?
Going good. Very happy to be here and very excited for the event tonight.
Yep, tonight on the World Crypto Network, we'll be hosting a live panel discussion where you can ask questions to us, at least if you're in Denver. But yeah, we're here at the co-working space. We're getting set up for tonight. Andy Hoffman's going to be here, Adam Meester, Jack Mahlers. Who else?
Actually, I don't think Jack can make it, unfortunately, because of the health issues. They're not going to release him. They're not going to let him have a lot of fun, I guess, at this time.
It sounds like he fell off the roof or something. He had some kind of roof accident.
So unfortunately, and of course, our love and thoughts go out to Jack, and we wish him to get well as soon as possible.
But yeah, we're just going to cover some news for you, keeps track of what's going on today. The price of Bitcoin is $9,017. And our top story is still, as Peter Todd said, about this strange decision of Bitcoin.com to list Bitcoin as Bitcoin Core and Bitcoin Cash as real Bitcoin. This is fraud. Basically, I was telling Vortex here, if I sold you an apple and then gave you an orange, that's fraud. So this is the same thing. As Peter Todd says, probably more eloquently, he says, I've explained this a few times. If I bought something from you with a price quoted in Bitcoin and then sent you BCH instead, I can guarantee you a judge would rule against me for committing fraud. This isn't a philosophical debate. This is a well-defined financial asset. And that's right, they are falsely advertising BCH as Bitcoin and Bitcoin Core as BTC. This is fraud. And we said this when Bitcoin Cash started, that they would do this. Now they've done this, which is committing fraud. So it's very bad for them. And I expect them to be hit by a class action lawsuit. Additionally to the technical confusion that if you bought Bitcoin here and sent it to a Bitcoin wallet, you would lose it because it would be Bitcoin Cash. So there's actually a technical reason not to do this. A lot of new people are going to lose their money, and a lot of people are going to invest in something they didn't want to invest in. So it's pretty much straight up fraud. Even if you take it down now, even if there's not, well, maybe you hope there's not enough charges to make a class action. But as long as there are at least 5 people who have been defrauded by this, you've been defrauding people for the last X number of hours that this has been up. So taking it down doesn't even undo the damage that you've done. So there will be a court case. This is bad news for Roger Ver at Bitcoin.com. I don't understand why they're doing it. It's pretty much open and shut. But we've got guys here, so let's go to the panel. Corey, what do you think about labeling Bitcoin as BCH and labeling Bitcoin Core as BTC on Bitcoin.com?
This seems like it's more of Roger's tactics that nobody's going to fall for, and all he's doing is opening himself up to great liability. Roger's the most irrelevant person in the space. Why can't he get it through his head? No one cares about his views. No one listens to him. No one respects him any longer. He is a person who needs to make an exit and stop attempting to sabotage the Bitcoin community. That's about it.
All right, Vortex.
So, I feel like it's kind of come full circle. We did predict Roger would eventually kind of go down this route because he's lost all the technical debates now at this point. And it seems all but clear, what his intention is. And of course, we know what people like to say is that nobody owns the name Bitcoin and nobody owns the trademark and things like that. And so nobody has the right to call it Project Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, how open source software works is that you have this open source software, and when people fork off to think that they can do something better, which a lot of the times happens and is better, they certainly don't call themselves the original project, right? So, for example, there's the Linux example where there's a million different kinds of Linux, but nobody owns the name Linux, right? So it's I hope the community can self-regulate and see this and really kind of help to understand that this is exactly what new people coming into Bitcoin are not going to understand. This is going to repel them. This is going to repel businesses and other types of things when they come in and see this kind of shenanigans. Unfortunately for us, though, it really has kind of calmed down. I mean, everybody's more and more realizing Roger's tactics. Even Bitcoin a lot of the Bitcoin Cash team is kind of breaking up as people don't really want to be associated with Roger anymore, especially as of recent, with the whole babies shenanigans and things like that. It's really getting a little bit crazy, and we are kind of seeing Roger unravel further and further. But at the end of the day, look, there's people that want to be able to do things better, and there's people in the Bitcoin Cash community that think they can do things better and want to call themselves something other than Bitcoin. And that, I guess that's okay, but of course there's always the line crossing using the word Bitcoin in it. But at the same time, at least they're not trying to just call Roger now crossed. That's a line that we all knew that could be crossed but hadn't been crossed yet. We kind of predicted that Roger would eventually cross that line. We lost all the technical arguments. We've now seen that line be crossed. And this is where we are in this crazy territory right now. Again, I hope we can self-regulate, but at the end of the day, people will be upset and they will go to the traditional court system and they will seek, I really hope the class action lawsuit doesn't get to be too huge and too big and things like that. But this is ridiculous, guys. At this point, I mean, this is absolutely insane. And I hope we can fix this and really educate.
Well, the longer they leave that up, the bigger the class action is going to be.
Absolutely.
What you said about no one owning the Bitcoin name is a good defense to calling your project Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold or whatever.
Sure.
But what they've actually done by labeling their project Bitcoin Cash as Bitcoin is committing fraud.
That's
you mentioned Linux. If I go to Red Hat and instead they give me Slackware, it's the opposite of what you're expecting. And if you paid the money for that, that's fraud, and they need to give you the money back plus damages, plus lawyers' fees, plus lots of your time. So it's very unfortunate for their whole thing to do.
The way I see it, there will come a day when many governments' infrastructure depends on Bitcoin. And what do you think the men in the little black suits are going to do to people like Roger once they attempt to either fork the code, alter the code, or put out propaganda like this? That's my question.
You'd think this would have happened sooner, and there'd be more Bitcoin 2 and Bitcoin 3, but we've been saved from that somehow. But yeah, it's going to keep happening. Let's look at some more stories that we found in the news today. I saw this great article from Aaron von Weerdem, and I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet, but I think it's going to be really good. It's the Genesis files, how David Chaum's eCash spawned a cypherpunk dream. And he's got this great picture of the DigiCash team with David Chaum on the far left and Nick Scavo, many believe to be Satoshi Nakamoto himself, on the far right. These are the people that early on were talking about the ideas behind cryptocurrency and wanted to build this cypherpunk world that we're now getting close to. We've also got Warren Tagami, who had a great tweet. He said, "Which is the real water that should be fed to babies? Water, H2SO4, or water core, H2O?" And water core is leading by a large amount. Got to stick with the original. And here's some kind of ad thing. Don't count your FUD before the lightning strikes. 15 claims against Lightning answered. So once again, people are talking about this. They're helping people understand the Lightning Network, and they're explaining to you that it's technology that's being built and that it's developing over time. And yeah, there's going to be problems, but we're going to fix them. And that it's unreasonable to, like these guys here, the files are in the computer. Like that's the kind of defense that people are attacking on Lightning. They think that it's just never, ever going to work. But now we need to answer the most important question, the one that all the audience is waiting. And it's not about our amazing meetup tonight, which will be right here on the World Crypto Network and in Denver, Colorado, if you're nearby. But Vortex, where did you get your amazing shirt? Tell the people.
Actually, I thought I got it from Crypto Graffiti. I may be wrong on that. There's actually a couple different places. What happened was it was an impulse buy. I saw it come across my Twitter sphere, and I bought that thing faster than I can remember where I bought it. But
I'm sure you can Google search it or something.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
The tickets are like $20 if you're in the Denver area, or 23 or something. But so it's not much. But that's to cover the cost of renting the venue. So pretty straightforward there.
It's a pretty nice venue too.
Yeah, it's like a co-working space. It's called the Grid Collective or something.
The Grid Collaborative Workspace.
I like mine better. It's shorter. Yep. But yeah, come on down if you're in Denver. We'll see you here later tonight. What time, Corey?
From 6 to 9 p.m.
6 to 9 p.m. We'll have some kind of a live stream. The live streams are always kind of okay on the audio and video, but we will record it separately and upload it later for high quality. So there's low quality and high quality before you complain. But that's about it for this episode of whatever we called it, Denver Bitcoin Meetup Preview Live.
Yes.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you later. Until next time, bye-bye.